The trip is now complete. Last-minute instructions are off the list. It's now time to play basketball. The PIAA Quad 8 Basketball Championship comes your way here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network as the Aces of Lower Merion at 29-3 take on the 31-0 and defending state champion, the Chester Clippers. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. It's the crowning game of the basketball state tournament. It's the boys Quad A matchup, and what a matchup it is. It's Chester and Lower Merion, the two teams who met for the district championship, will now take one another on for the state championship. Alongside Gary Sutton, my name is Bob McCool. As we get you set for this matchup, Chester has taken care of business night in and night out, not just last year, but this year as well. The one team who's given them the most struggle all year long, it is the Lower Merion Aces, and perhaps, Gary, the team that knows them the best. If truly familiarity breeds contempt, expect no bouquet of roses on the opening jump.
No, I'll tell you what, if contempt is abounding here, you got to look inside this arena here tonight. You'll see a lot of it. But I think along with that, you're going to see more respect from these two teams. They love what each other do. They have storied programs here. They faced each other a lot of times before with a lot of marbles on the line. So I think tonight, you're really looking at two teams that have a lot of respect for each other, probably not contempt, although maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But I think there's a lot of respect in this arena today.
We will certainly find that out as Greg Downer brings his team here yet again. He has not been here since 2006, but he has been here. Now, this is his fourth trip to a state championship game. Now in 22 seasons, 426 wins, 189 losses. But Gary, you and I have talked about this. He brings a team here this year that's very different from teams he's had before. They're a lot longer and perhaps a lot more athletic in terms of 1 through 5, including B.J. Johnson.
Yeah, B.J. Johnson, a 6'6" junior who really can get it done in both places, outside, inside, all around the town. But one of the things that the Lower Merion team always brings to the table is balance, and they've got that again this year with 4 guys that are basically close to double figures or just right around that area. So B.J. Johnson leaves a very, very valued and balanced attack tonight. Left-hander, you keep an eye on him throughout the evening. He will be an impact player in this game.
Well, we saw Lower Merion getting off the bus during our open, and they've done a lot on a bus over the course of the last couple of weeks. As a District 1 runner-up, they had to go out on the road a lot more often. They took care of District 3's number 6 seed Dover, and then came back home to take on Roman Catholic, took care of that game by an 18-point difference, and then took on Easton, the District 11 3 seed, won that one by 11, and then District 10 champion Cathedral Prep, and that was a one-sided affair in the favor of the Aces. Oh, and by the way, speaking of one-sided affairs, the Clippers have had a few of them over the course of Larry Arbery's now 4 seasons as the head coach. 102 wins and 17 losses, and all he's done is win a championship a year ago and has his team back here with an unbeaten record and a chance to do it again. And he's got some really, really talented players without a doubt. But Rondé Jefferson might be, for a lot of people's money, one of the best players all around in the state.
Rondé Jefferson, and it's kind of interesting tonight, another left-handed 6'6" junior in this game who has a power game that is unreal, but he also can pull up, shoot the jumper. He can go all the way out to about 22 feet. So look for him to do the same kind of thing tonight. He's got a lot of confidence, and again, as we talked about with Lower Merion, look in the mirror, balance everywhere you look, but maybe a deeper bench here for Chester all the way down the line, and they're not afraid to play all 10.
And in fact, they have taken care of business in a big way all throughout these playoffs. McCaskey, not a problem out of District 3. And then another District 1 team, Norristown, no problem with Norristown. Coatesville, District 1, number 7 seed. That was a one-sided affair. And then Central Dauphin, it was a 19-point victory for the Clippers. Again, the two teams met for the District 1 final. And in all the games that Chester has played this season, now 31-0, there has been one team that has finished within 10 points of them. It was Lower Merion, and it was the District 1 final, 61-53. The first few minutes of this basketball game, I think, are going to be huge for the Aces.
Yeah, if you can possibly set the tone and keep it in that 61-50 range, you're going to be a winner. Tonight, I really believe it gets above 65 points, Chester wins the game. If it stays somewhere in the 60s or below, in the 50s, then you got Lower Merion winning the basketball game. Should be a great contrast here this evening.
We'll find out the starting lineups from the Chester Clippers and the Lower Merion Aces. Comes your way right now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the PIAA and the Bryce Jordan Center, we thank you for your attendance and welcome you to the 2012 PIAA Class Quad A Boys State Championship game between the Aces of Lower Merion High School and the Clippers of Chester High School. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First for the visiting team, the District 1 runner-up Aces of Lower Merion High School. At guard, a 5'10" sophomore, number 1, Jaquan Johnson. At forward, a 6'7" senior, number 31, Daryl Reynolds. At guard, a 5'2" junior, number 34, Raheem Hall. At guard, a 6'6" junior, number 35, B.J. Johnson. And at forward, a 6'7" junior, number 40, Johanny Dallenberg. The Aces are led by head coach Greg Downer. Assistant coaches Mark Tannenbaum, Guy Stewart, Mike Lax, Will Carter, Kevin Krugen, and Blake Stabert. The principal of Lower Merion is Seth Hughes, and the athletic director is Donald Walsh. And now for the home team, the District 1 champs, the Clippers of Chester High School. At guard, a 5'7" senior, number 1, Kareem Robinson. At guard, a 6'1" junior, number 2, Darius Robinson. At forward, a 6'6" junior, number 23, Rondé Jefferson. At forward, a 6'5" junior, number 32, Richard Gromberry. At forward, a 6'3" senior, number 35, Eric Wright. The Clippers are led by head coach Larry Yarbray Sr., assistant coaches John Carter, Kenny Harris, Terry Thomas, Jimmy Dennis, Suni Blackwell, and Derek Spence. The principal of Chester High School is Darla Hammond, and the athletic director is Jeffrey R. Leggett. Our officials for tonight's game, Dan Moretsky, Donald Kaminsky, and Earl Johnson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and
B.J. Johnson, Daryl Reynolds at 6'6" will give them the length against the Clippers inside. Raheem Hall and Jaquan Johnson around the perimeter. For Chester, Granbury at 6'5" and a starter from a year ago. Eric Wright, 6'3" and a force on the offensive glass. Rondé Jefferson, as we talked about in our open, very, very talented with the ball or posting up down low at 6'6". And then the Robinson brothers, Kareem and Darius, in the backcourt. And Gary, we've done our fair share of Chester Clipper basketball games over the last several years, and the one thing you always talk about is what Chester does on the offensive glass. It will certainly be a focus, not just for the Clippers, but for Lower Merion.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping them off the glass, but Lower Merion can get there themselves. So boxing out, rebound tonight's going to be huge. Also, the unselfishness that both these teams bring to the floor tonight. You're going to see a lot of assists out here this evening.
District 1 champion Chester, defending state champion Clippers, riding a 57-game winning streak coming into tonight's play. Their last loss was December 30th, 2010, and it came against Sanford, Delaware. Rondé Jefferson, left wing 3 to start the game, no good. And there is the length that we're talking about as Daryl Reynolds pulls away the rebound for Lower Merion. Raheem Hall flies through traffic. Rondé Jefferson strips it from him, feeds it up ahead to Kareem Robinson, who has it stripped away from Jaquan Johnson and saved by Johnson. But no, he stepped on the end line, and so it will stay Chester basketball. Our three-man officiating crew, Dan Moretsky, Don Kaminsky, and Earl Johnson. It's a District 1 final, and it's 3 District 1 officials who get the assignment as well. Darius Robinson outside to Kareem. That's Rondé Jefferson again on that left wing. Granbury at the high post, right on the low post. Jefferson into the corner. Kareem Robinson for 3, no. Tip outside and ultimately into the bench of Lower Merion, and it will be Aces basketball.
2-3 zone, both times down so far. Chester has taken outside shots, so look for them to maybe try to start striking some pay dirt inside, maybe the high post.
And they'll pound the basketball as they always want to. Jaquan Johnson takes care of it across half court, gets it into the baseline, and a strong move by Darrell Reynolds. He's denied, but we'll have their game's first foul.
What you're seeing tonight from Lower Merion, just the opening two is the attack with the dribble. They're coming at you hard with the dribble. Chester set over 2 jump shots. Lower Merion putting it on the floor.
In the District 1 championship game against Chester, Darrell Reynolds had 21 points to lead the way for the Aces, and he'll get the game's first point tonight. Richard Granberry called for the foul for Chester. Second one no good, so it's a 1-0 start for the Aces. Reynolds averages 13 points a game, as does Raheem Hall. Here's Granberry with a hook shot in the paint, no good. And the rebound is cleared away by B.J. Johnson. Raheem Hall can handle the basketball, as can Jaquan Johnson. High post to Reynolds. Into the corner, Johnson thought about the 3. B.J. Johnson and Jaquan Johnson are not related. The Robinsons for Chester, as we said, are brothers. B.J. Johnson on a kick out to Hall. To Johnson. Again, they're sagging off of him, daring him to take the outside shot. He has not pulled the trigger. He looks to penetrate this time instead, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Chester.
Penetrated on the baseline once, to the middle twice. You're not getting a lot of help side, and they're really trying to attack with the dribble. Here you see again, you can't get a lot of help side in the middle, so trying to go through.
And it's Darius Robbins who gets called for the block, his first, team's second. Dangerous inbounds pass as the Aces can't hold on to it. Kareem Robinson takes it away. Slapped out of his hands and out of bounds, and will stay Chester basketball as the Aces turn it over for the second time. Again, Greg Downer very concerned, as we said in our open, about the first few minutes and taking care of the basketball, keeping Chester off the offensive glass. So they've done the second, but they have not necessarily done the first. Darius Robinson for 3 in a corner, well short. And the outlet pass up ahead from D'Alembert over Jaquan Johnson's. That's the 3rd turnover.
You see so many times in the early part of this game, the granddaddy game of the weekend, where everybody tries to play a little too fast. You know, a lot of pumped up guys out there right now ready to go. Watch for the next 2 minutes and see them kind of settle into their games.
Rondé Jefferson drives, contact, offensive foul. Rondé Jefferson, his first, team's 3rd.
It's one of those places as a coach, you feel like, geez, maybe I ought to get a timeout and settle my guys down. On the other hand, you played a lot of games, you're going through a lot of these kind of situations. Maybe you can have the maturity to let them figure it out themselves right now.
And on the flip side, thanks to the fact that Lower Merion hasn't taken care of the basketball, it's still only 1-0. Yanni D'Alembert from the foul line rolls it off the front of the rim. Couldn't get the friendly touch, and Rondé Jefferson can do just that. Get a rebound and take off with it. Great crossover dribble, lost the handle on it. Another nasty collision, but this time Rondé Jefferson will go to the foul line. Foul is on Lower Merion's Raheem Hall. Not a shooting foul. They're going to say that was before the shot, so the Clippers will inbound underneath. Aces in a 2-3 zone. Darius Robinson puts it on the floor, goes right by it. Off the front of the rim, but contact, and he'll shoot.
Yeah, the Aces started out in that 2-3 zone. Matchup type variety, and the middle seems to be open there at the high post if you want to try to attack anywhere. But see again, driving to the inside here, found a little seam. It's fouled with the body on the way through.
Foul is on Darrell Reynolds, his first, team's 2nd. And first point of the game for the Clippers is from a 6'1" junior, Darius Robinson. Again, Darius and Kareem, brothers and younger brothers of one of the distinguished alumnus of Chester, and that, of course, being Nasir Robinson. He was part of that 2008 Chester Clipper team that is now playing at Pitt. Rondé Jefferson, older brother Relier, who's now at Temple, also part of that 08 championship team. 2-1 Chester on top, and a foul on the other end against the Clippers. That's going to be their 4th.
And again, the same theme. Put it on the ground right now, put it on the deck, go at the man, try to draw the foul.
And it's on Granberry, and that's his 2nd. Of course, Chester is a very deep basketball team. And Larry Arbery already has his first substitute at the scores table. Then Nadal will come in for Granberry after picking up his 2nd foul. As B.J. Johnson converts on the first of 2.
think, though, if you're Larry Yarbrough, you really don't want to make this move this early right now. You want your front line out there playing. Establish yourselves here early.
So B.J. Johnson's 2 for 2. Zamir Geiger, 6'6" senior, and a guy who's really emerged for Larry Yarbrough as this season goes on. Very good defensively, and his offensive game continues to progress as the Merion Aces are back up on top 3-2. Darius Robinson goes inside, gets his shot partially blocked. Dallenberg got a piece of it. Dallenberg, the younger stepbrother of former Philadelphia 76er and a Seton Hall standout, Sam Dallenberg. 6'7" underclassmen. Raheem Hall off the glass for 2.
This little drive off the screen that time. Got around the corner, nothing but air in front of him.
First actual field goal for the Aces as they're off the top 5-2 now. 4.5 left to go in the first. Darius Robinson again drives inside to Geiger, who scores, and he's fouled. Great feed from Darius Robinson, and Zamir Geiger knew what to do with it, and he'll go to the foul line. And that's on B.J. Johnson, his first, team's third.
There you go, great pass inside. Really sold the baseline move to open him up, and he saw the slash cut to the middle. Nice layoff there by Robinson.
Tipped on the missed foul shot by Wright, no good, but Chester controls it. First offensive rebound for the Clippers. Good look again inside from Robinson to Geiger for 2 more.
Well, I'll tell you what, Robinson once again passed up the shot. We talked about unselfishness. There you go. They found the open man for an easy layup underneath.
And that quickly, Clippers are back up on top at 6'5" Chester. Jaquan Johnson inside. Reynolds has his shot partially blocked, but he's right there for his own putback. 7-6, Aces back up on top. Darrell Reynolds with 3. Trouble with the basketball by Eric Wright, had it taken away from him. Raheem Hall on a 3-on-2 breakaway. Offensive foul on Raheem Hall as he pushed off with that lead arm, and that'll lead us to a timeout with 3:48 remaining. Lower Merion on top of Chester, 7-6 when we come back to the Bryce Jordan Center. Basketball following the timeout after the offensive foul called on Raheem Hall. As Kareem Robinson works his way through traffic, misses the shot. Geiger could not control the offensive rebound, and eventually B.J. Johnson does.
Trying to drive baseline against that 2-3 matchup.
Jaquan Johnson drives himself through traffic, and he scores.
Great job of guarding the basketball with his body and finding a way to get it up there. You got to do that an awful lot when you're playing against athletes like this.
Jaquan Johnson becomes the 4th member of the starting 5 for the Aces to get in the offensive scoring column. Good look at the high post for Wright. His shot no good. Fight for the rebound, and coming down with it in between 3 Lower Merion Aces was Geiger, but he traveled as he hit the deck, so it's a turnover for Chester.
Hey, Geiger coming off the bench, really exerting himself right now in the game.
Coming into the game now for Lower Merion is Mike Robbins. Robbins, a 6'3" senior, younger brother of Greg Robbins, who was a star player for the Aces, now playing at the University of Richmond. As a freshman, he was a big part of a 2006 championship team that beat Shenley. And now we're going to get a traveling violation against Lower Merion on the other end. That's the 5th against the Aces. Interesting that Eric Wright, one of the top scorers, and as we said, one of their best rebounders and leading scorer in championship game a year ago, has taken just the 1 shot, and it was that foul line jumper a moment ago. He's tremendous on the offensive glass. There just hasn't been a whole lot of opportunities for him. Darius Robinson had it poked away by Jaquan Johnson. B.J. Johnson picks it up, feeds it back to Jaquan. Left-handed shot for 2.
But Jaquan just did a great job. Body control there, keeping the ball away from the defender. Wait until he kind of went down and then laid it on in again.
6-0 run for the Aces. And contact, this time a blocking foul going to be called against Lower Merion.
This 2-3 matchup zone is really confusing Chester right now. They're not quite sure how they want to attack it. They're trying the baseline. It has not worked so far. And we're going to see if they make any other changes here. I'm sure they will in a few minutes. But where you have to really start to attack that maybe is either with a little bit more motion or try to hit the high post to get something in the middle.
2:24 left to play in the first quarter. B.J. Johnson just picked up his 2nd foul. So he comes out. And into the game comes 6'3" sophomore Justin McFadden. The leading scorer for the Aces on the bench with 2 fouls. Here's Geiger with a hook shot in the corner, or for the baseline, excuse me, missed everything. Was tipped out of bounds, last touched apparently by Dallenberg. As another substitute for the Clippers will be 6'4" senior Tamir Butler. And Geiger will take a breather.
Saw what they did that last time. They flashed Jefferson to the middle to a high post kind of position and able to look baseline.
Janeer Cotman also into the game off the inbounds play. It goes to right. Again off the glass, no good. And nothing, and I do mean nothing, for Chester on the offensive rebounds. 1 or 2 at best. But that's usually a possession for the Clippers. 1 or 2 offensive rebounds, much less a quarter. There's 2 minutes remaining in this first period. And Lower Merion is going to pull it out, run a little clock.
They've got this game exactly on the kind of tempo that they want right now.
And they've got guys who can handle the basketball, including Mike Robbins, who had been a starter. They made the switch to Ioanni Dalembert to give them more length against teams like Chester. Robbins finds a seam, misses the shot, however, and Rondé Jefferson cleans up the rebound, and then a reach-in foul on Robbins.
It's one of those things that drives you crazy as a coach. When you make a shot, you miss it, you want to come right back and steal it back, and it's almost an automatic foul every time.
First on Robbins, 4th on the Aces. 3 offensive rebounds for Chester, that's it.
Lower Merion's doing is showing an odd front here so far, but then they drop into the 2-3. They're showing like a 1-3-1 look. Then they drop back into the 2-3 zone right there.
Now Reynolds patrolling the baseline. Now he'll fall back into that middle of that 2-3. Dalembert wandering pretty far away from the baseline. Now he's kind of settles himself a little bit further back, and he gets his hands on it, get us a steal as well. And he's going to give it right back at half court as Rondé Jefferson tipped it loose. And he sees an opportunity. He's going to go inside, miss the shot, fight for the rebound, still fighting for it, and Tymeer Butler will win the battle for Chester.
Chester is getting nothing out of their offense. It's all out of individual ability right now. They're really out of sync.
Darius Robinson's 3 is no good. Fight for the rebound, still fighting for the rebound, and Butler gets another one. Good look inside to right for 2, but he missed it. Darrell Reynolds with a defensive presence to prevent it. Daquan Johnson tried to get back up, but he traveled before he was able to get rid of the basketball. Turnover number 7 for the Aces.
What they're doing with that zone right now, the Aces of Lower Merion, they're matching up. And you see it start out like a 2-3, and then it becomes a 3-2 as Chester's offense becomes a 3-2.
Rondé Jefferson spins and draws contact. Foul number 5 against Lower Merion. Let me correct myself, that's actually foul number 6 against the Aces.
Again, so far, Bob, no rhyme or reason to really the Chester offensive attack here against this zone. They're still trying to figure it out. A lot of confusion out there in the half-court game on this particular zone that they're facing tonight.
Foul was on Justin McFadden. Rondé Jefferson shooting the 1-and-1, and the 17th foul comes up no good. Rondé Jefferson still scoreless at this point in time in the game. He's not a big scorer. No one for Chester really is. Jefferson at 11.9, Darius Robinson 11.6, and Wright at 11.6 as well. A team that averages 68.6, which is not a huge total for a team like Chester. But they give up just about 46 points per game. That's how they win their basketball games. And here's a traveling violation on McFadden. 8 turnovers now for Lower Merion.
Got 10.7 seconds to go here.
Clippers trying to close a 5-point gap in favor of Lower Merion. Cotton from the left wing.
Take it up.
Down to 3. Cotton will pull the trigger on the 3. Firing it. Janeer Cotman, left wing, draws nothing but Cotton. And the Clippers close the gap after 1 quarter of play. The Lower Merion Aces 11, the Clippers 9. We'll come back to the Bryce Jordan Center for the start of period number 2 after this. On top, 11-9.
Change of defenses for Clippers right away to 1-3-1, and it yields dividends.
That's Cotman on the steal to Darius Robinson off the glass. No. Offensive putback is home to Von Griffin in at the stoppage with the offensive putback.
There you go. Change up the defense a little bit. Give a different look, and that's exactly what Chester's done here. And look at this.
And here's a steal by Darius Robinson, and that quickly Chester's on top.
And make it a timeout for Greg Downer here if they don't score this time down.
10 turnovers now for Lower Merion. And back-to-back possessions. Here's Raheem Hall having his shot blocked out of bounds. Devon Griffin and Rondé Jefferson both got a piece of that one. Devon Griffin into that game, as we said, a 6'7" senior with the offensive putback, and then making his presence known on the defensive side as well. Robbins to inbound, finds Hall, high off the glass over the outstretched hand of Griffin, and it ends up right into the hands of Tamir Butler instead. Looking for the low post to Griffin, double teamed immediately, right, looking for somebody open. It's back on the other side, Butler threw it away, but saved back by Lower Merion as Darius Robinson runs it down at half court. Robbins gets a hand on it as that zone comes further and further away from the basket.
Well, they're at a 1-3-1 now. They've changed up a little bit. Different from the matchup they played the first quarter.
Again, Reynolds is on the baseline. Jaquan Johnson out front. And again, that length of Lower Merion really plays well into a 1-3-1 zone.
Yep, once you get baseline of your small guard like that, you really have nowhere to go trying to get out the weak side.
Jaquan Johnson, great stutter step move, but he can't get by the quickness of Cotton. And there's a stutter step move by B.J. Johnson, who travels with it. B.J. Johnson playing with 2 personal fouls, 11 turnovers now for Lower Merion. Larry